Probably special because no one can get here, and it's got the most amazing scenery, most amazing beach. For us, it is a lot more than just fishing. There's only one present you can give families, and particularly children and grandchildren, and that's time, your time. My name's Damien, and we're sitting right in the middle of Kangaroo Beach on Kangaroo Island. We've been coming here now for 45 years. So when we started, we didn't have a boat, and we progressed to a dinghy and oars. We then got a motor. We couldn't afford a trailer in those days, and we've progressively moved up to this one, which celebrates my retirement. My three boys are very keen fishers, so we decided to go in shares in the boat, which is fantastic. So this has opened up a whole new opportunity for me. I never thought I'd made the decision not to continue boating simply because it was going to end in tears, because someone was going to get banged up on a retrieval or a launch. No more jumping in near propellers and trying to bash their legs as they climbed over the back. So I'm a very happy man. I think just being able to get onto the boat, pack a small barbecue, an esky, get everyone on board, shoot down to a beach which has never had a vehicle on it before, set up out of the wind, is just priceless. Been a fantastic 2 days. We've covered a lot of ground, all the way from one of the caves, right through Snug Cove, Kangaroo Beach, and then all the way down to Elephant's Arse and Cape Torrens. Today we had our nephew, Sam, and his 4 children plus friend. Today the fishing worked for us really well. So crayfishing around here is usually pretty good. It's great watching everyone get involved in pulling up those pots, rebaiting. And of course, we're lucky in the bay, we've got salmon, so we can usually troll for salmon, use them as bait. So it's fresh bait going in every day. It's the old, hunter-gatherer type thing, but also it's so tranquil. You can be out there, something happens every day we're out there. There's some new scene, there's some new bird, there's some new fish popping up around you. I mean, the thing about StabiX is that, like all Stabi, you can have everyone fishing on one side. You've got a fantastic walk-around cockpit, so robust. I know that even in the worst of weather, I feel so safe. The pontoons sold me right in the beginning when I first bought a Stabi craft, and that continues through. It's one of those stable boats with everything on it that you could want. And if it all did decide to turn to shit, this is the boat I'd love to be in. You've seen the cliffs which we operate around here. I always feel if something happens, the boat's never going to go down. It might get bashed around, but it's always going to be floating. And when you're 40, 50 Ks from anyone else, that's pretty handy. The length of the boat is 24 feet and the beam about 2.55 metres. Plenty of great working area. Basically, it's a standard Stabi craft, as everyone would know it, the 2400 Ultra, excepting this one, StabiX, is made in a separate factory, but incorporating the legs. Under here, this all folds down, and in there is a Briggs & Stratton engine which is driving the hydraulic network for the wheels, the steering, the up and down. And so that's the sort of brains and the intelligence on the boat. Beautiful, air-cooled, runs off the same fuel, runs off the same steering system, so the steering wheel does all the steering, whether you're at sea or on land. So now we're just in straight drive mode into the water. It'll do up, in the land, it'll do up to 8 kilometres on land. Rightio, we've got water under the propellers, start that. Get out of the wave zone. So automatic up for all 3 wheels. Camera gives us visibility on the front wheel only. Everything's up. Turn off the Briggs & Stratton and we're underway with the Yamaha. The amazing thing about the configuration and the design is that the wheels don't exist once they're up and you're at sea. And I thought, well, it's going to be an impost at the back having those wheels up in what would be the fishing zone. You learn to get around that. The convenience of the wheels far outweighs the slightest inconvenience of not having that last bit of clearance when you're fishing. We decided to go with the Yamaha 300. We had the choices of the 250 or the 300. Both weigh the same, the difference is the power output. It's a V6 4.2 litre electronic steering. Like most of the Yamahas, they are just bulletproof, and this one has proven to be exactly the same. We're finding now that the boat's sort of bedded in, that we're achieving around about just under 1 litre per kilometre, and I can assure you that we're not saving on speed. You know, one of the things here is we leave the boat down close to the beach, gets up every couple of days for a refuel and a clean. It could not be easier because you literally drive in and you sit down by taking up the wheel. So it just puts you straight onto the boat, and then it's 3 points to strap it down and away you go. Built in New Zealand by GFAB, specially designed for the StabiX, this model. Beautiful engineering, just travels so well behind, and the boat seems really well balanced on it, so very happy. So the original family property here went from Snug Cove all the way through to Damole River mouth. Once you get past the Damole River mouth, it's national park almost the whole way through to Cape Border. Now, because we have guests who stay in the lodge and self-cater, we've had them from all over the world, and so many of them now are coming back for the second and third time. One, because it's unique. You just don't get a place like this. In winter, it's like the wild, woolly Irish coast. It's so reminiscent of some of the wild places that you can get in North America or in Europe, and yet it's right on our doorstep. So South Australia is really spoiled because we do have great wine, we do have great food down here, but we're living remotely, so we've got to rely upon what we catch a lot of the time. But, you know, I've got to say, the last 2 nights we've had deep fried fresh whiting straight out of the sea. My goddaughter Olivia was here. She made ceviche.
It's really quite simple. It's, you don't cook anything. It's just some red chilli, green chilli, diced up whiting, the fresher the better, obviously. And you just tip on some lime juice and just let it basically cook in the lime juice for 5 or 10 minutes. And then we've added some coriander and avocado, and then toss that through and have it with some nice crackers.
We're all out on the deck overlooking the bay, and it was one of those nights where the light was just superb and the food was brilliant. It's what family should be about, doing things together. We're lucky they all love fishing. They don't necessarily love the cleaning up, but they're more adventurous than me now. They're offshore as much as they can, trying to get sort of bigger, more different fish. I just love getting King George whiting and making do that way. At the end of the day, just spending time with them is where they learn to do the things that we love and are able to then go on eventually in life and explore the world and hopefully come back here and go fishing.